Last year, Juan and Rachel Curling came to our church, and they always come and update us on how their missions field is doing. And while they were here in Mansfield, they had set up a missions team to go down to the school, which is Macedonian Christian Academy, where they help train and disciple kids into evangelism. Juan had plans for our missions team to help out with their school, and so I really wanted to get involved. This was actually my second trip down there. Back in 2000 with the youth group, we had gone down to Mexico with the Juan Curling, and we did a couple of vacation Bible schools down there to help out. So with this being my second trip down there, I thought I knew what to expect. I thought, the last time we were there, we kept busy the entire time. We stayed in Mexico. I thought I had it down pat. However, the team, when we went down there this past year, back in 2008, we actually stayed in Texas, and we helped out with the school, not in Mexico. And like he said, we just helped out. Mike here did a lot of work around the school that they couldn't do. As a missions team, our job was to design and paint the set for their school play. It wasn't exactly what any of us were expecting to do, but we pulled it together, we worked well together, and we got the job done. Even though the labor wasn't as grueling as we all thought it was going to be, we were actually lifting a heavy burden off the school's shoulders by doing that. I don't know how many of you know this about me, but I actually went to Ashland University, graduated with a bachelor's degree in commercial art, so I was personally really excited about this set design. One of the things that I was struggling with before I even went on this trip was that I was trying to figure out what I could do with this degree, and more importantly, figure out how to use my artistic abilities to glorify God. So for me, the best part of the missions trip in 2008 was that God showed me how I could use my talents to glorify Him. Not only was that an amazing experience for me, another life-changing experience happened to me on this trip as well. God opened up the door for an opportunity to serve Him on a daily basis. Throughout the week, Juan was discussing how he was in need of an art teacher for their school. And once he found out I had an artistic flair, he felt the Lord wanted him to ask me if I would be interested in joining his team by taking an internship as the art teacher for their school. I immediately started coming up with every excuse in the book. I didn't think teaching was for me. I didn't think I could handle a classroom full of kids, by myself at least. I just started a new job back in October, right before I went, and I wasn't ready giving up that paycheck. I didn't want to move halfway across the nation. I was scared, and my self-consciousness got the best of me, told me I wouldn't be confident enough to do something like that. A number of reasons popped into my head as to why I shouldn't even think about doing something like this. But before I made any decisions, Juan told me to sit down, pray about it, and ask God what He wants me to do. So I did, and I asked God to open my eyes and my heart, and if this was really something that He wanted me to do, that He would in some way or another let me know. A day went by, and Juan kept talking to me about the internship and informing me of what all would be required to do. And for some reason, I felt more comfortable with the idea after he explained it to me more in depth. I started to have better confidence in myself, which allowed for me to consider this internship more seriously. The very next day, Juan and I were talking about one of my favorite pastimes, which is the volleyball, which is a sport that I played all throughout high school and college. He just happened to mention that he was the head coach and he was in need of an assistant volleyball coach. Now, because I do have the experience with volleyball and working with youth, I knew this was a sign from God telling me that this is what He wanted me to do. Not only did I have the artistic ability to fulfill the school's need for an art teacher, I also had the ability and talent to coach the team. So I just knew that this is where God wanted me to be. When I left Texas last October, I was fired up about the missions trip and excited about this new adventure that I had ahead of me. One, I made arrangements that I would become part of the team for the following school year, which actually starts this coming August and ends sometime in June 2010. However, with time, things fade, and so did my excitement. It would be almost an entire year before I would even leave for this internship, and in the meantime, I had to work. I got into a routine of going to my job, which required me to work pretty much every weekend. I didn't think it was like that big of a deal since I was planning to quit for my internship anyway, but I could definitely tell that my relationship with God was growing weak. I wasn't able to attend church on a regular basis, and I became so busy, overwhelmed, and stressed out that my devotional time with God was becoming weak as well. Because of this, I started having doubts about this internship, and I wasn't sure if I should even do it anymore. One day, my sister, Brittany, emailed me this amazing job opportunity through Samaritan's Purse down in Boone, North Carolina. They were looking for a full-time photographer for their company, and I was extremely interested in the position. Samaritan's Purse is a nonprofit Christian organization, and I thought this would just be a great opportunity for me to work in a Christian environment and get that incredible working experience as a photographer. My sister just so happens to work for Samaritan's Purse, so the day they posted the position, she called and told me about it. I went straight home to work on my resume, and that night I had talked to her and started fantasizing about the job, moving to Boone. I was going to become the next traveling photographer for Samaritan's Purse, and it was going to be awesome. But 2 days later, I got a reality check. It's more like a slap in the face. Brittany called and said the position had already been filled, and I didn't even get a chance to send in my resume. Needless to say, I was devastated. However, I found out that this was probably one of the most important lessons God had ever taught me. Obviously, this job at Samaritan's Purse wasn't what He wanted me to do. He wanted me to listen to Him, have faith, and actually trust Him. The internship in Texas was where He wanted me to be, and I knew that all along, but I was going with my way and not listening to Him. He wants me to use my talents and serve Him, and so now I'm finally listening and obeying. I leave for Texas on August 6th, which is, like I said, a week and a half away. And as far as I know, they are going to be keeping me fairly busy. I will be doing a little bit of everything, and my list keeps getting longer and longer. Here's a little bit of what is expected of me once I get there. I'm going to be teaching the art classes. I'm going to be helping out with the set design for any school plays. I'll be working in the offices, answering phones, putting together newsletters, and I just recently found out that I have to write grants, which I have no idea how to do, but I'll be learning very soon. I will be the school's photographer, taking pictures at all the school events, possibly taking pictures and putting together their yearbook. And then, of course, I'm also going to be coaching the volleyball team, or assistant coaching the volleyball team. So as you can see, this coming school year at Macedonian Christian Academy, I'm going to be very busy. As my church family, I just ask that you keep me in your prayers. I'm going to be gone for the next 10 months, and it's a life-changing experience for me. I'm definitely looking forward to this next chapter in my life, but at the same time, it's very scary. I want to thank those of you who have already donated financially to me. Without your help, I said this millions of times, but I just wouldn't have been able to make it. And I also want to thank you for encouraging me to stay focused on what God wanted. So I just wanted to say thank you.